Hello, I think we're already live. Okay, hi Maggie.
Hi.
Okay, we're already live. Let's give a couple of seconds to some of the viewers to join to connect to this live stream. Let's see. And okay, I think that everything's running well. So let's start, Maggie. Well, hello all. My name is Sebastian, part of the Argo Visas team, more relating to the sales, reviewing cases with each one of our applicants, each one of the clients that connect with us, and letting them know how we can help them. We are now here with Maggie. She's a former officer, part of Argo Visas team, and we will be delivering some valuable information today that we hope that help every one of you, and that also help you understand more about what we do and why it is important to fill out your DS-160 correctly, and what is the relevance of this step of your visa application process. So I will hand it out to Maggie right now so that she can introduce herself.
Great. Thanks, Sebastian. Hi, everybody. I'm Maggie. I'm a former U.S. consular officer. I'll tell you a little bit about my background, and then we'll jump right into our content for today, which is about the DS-160. So I was a consular officer for the U.S. government for over 11 years. And during that time, I have looked at, reviewed, adjudicated tens of thousands of visa applications, and that was across a range of different countries. I've served in India, Poland, Canada, and in Washington, D.C. And so I have a lot of experience at looking at DS-160s, and I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the ugly with the DS-160s. So I've been working with Argo Visa as a consultant for the past 5 years, and I help people to get prepared for their visa interview. And one of the things that I really enjoy doing is helping people with their DS-160s. So that's what we're going to talk about today is this form, how what it means to a consular officer, how they're looking at it, um, and then some hints and tips about it, and tell you a bit more about the service that we offer through Argo Visa. So happy to be with you all today. Welcome to our webinar.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you, Maggie. I think that that context is really important and helpful, and for everyone that is now live with us or that watch this live stream afterwards to understand that all this information, all these tips, all this advice in general, and the perspective comes from a real former visa officer that has that experience that is hard to find online, and that most people think may have misconceptions about the relevance or importance of each point of view. So having a former peace officer with us is helpful, and we appreciate your help, Maggie, and your time. Um, so let's start with the basic. Like, what is the DS-160 application form for a visa officer, Maggie? How important it is, or how do you look to it as a visa officer?
Absolutely, that's a great place to start. So the DS-160 is the basic form that visa applicants will be using if they're applying for a non-immigrant visa. And so this is an important form. It gathers a lot of different information about you. You should take some time in filling it out. Um, and yeah, this is sort of one of the first impressions that you'll be making on the consular officer, because they'll be reviewing this um, before they call you up for your actual visa interview. So it's a really important way that you can make a good, strong first impression on them, positive first impression. So, in terms of how consular officers are viewing this document, think about the sort of the environment of a busy American embassy consular section. I worked at one of the highest volume visa processing posts in the world, the American consulate in Mumbai, and we were so busy there. You're interviewing 130 visa applicants every single day. it's noisy, it's rushed, it can be stressful and chaotic, and so this is the environment in which consular officers are looking at your DS-160, and they don't have a lot of time to spend on it. They are, skimming it, reading it through very quickly, looking to see, are there any red flags? Is there anything strange about it? Are there some inconsistencies that stand out, to the consular officer? Are there any glaring errors that they can see that, might make them, immediately view your application negatively? Um, and then, after they sort of quickly review it, they're using it as a starting point to ask those questions of you as a visa applicant. So is there something that they need clarification on? Is there something that, they saw in your form and they want to ask you more about it? Or so it really is kind of the starting point for the visa interview. So you do have an opportunity here, if you take some time with your DS-160 to, give that really positive first impression to the consular officer, and, help them to view your case, more favorably just from the very beginning. So, so that's sort of the context through which consular officers are viewing the DS-160. So it is important, but the interview is also important. So, each of these pieces need to fall into place for you in order for you to be successful and get your visa.
Okay, awesome. That I think that's really helpful and clear. And I would like to bring up something that you just mentioned is this first impression. So basically, visa applicants could be presenting themselves and having the chance to give you that first glimpse of who they are, what they do, or their context. Do you think that there's anything about the DS-160 that people, maybe that visa applicants do not understand, or they are giving more or less importance to, and related to the application itself, to the DS-160?
Well, I think that, it's important for visa officers to, place a certain degree of importance on it because it is, your visa application. That is the very, that's your first step in the visa application process, is you filling this out online. So I think it can be a really valuable starting point. And a lot of people do like to get professional help with it, and that's one of the reasons why Argo Visa decided to start offering this service, this DS-160 form filling and review service, because our clients were asking for it. They wanted some help, and one of the unique things that we offer through this service is that a former consular officer, like myself, will be reviewing this for you. We will have eyes on your application. And so that's really unique offering, in that we can look for these inconsistencies. We can look for these red flags. Part of what we provide as part of the service is, we will give you a report, a completely personalized report at the end of it. And so that includes analysis by the former consular officer of your DS-160 and how it might be viewed by a consular officer, some suggestions for improvements that we see. If there's something that we think, well, I think this is going to need clarification, we see some glaring errors in it, we see some typos, etc. There's something that we can flag up for you, and you have the opportunity to fix that before you even get to the American embassy. So people find that to be really valuable. Another positive part of our service is we use a really unique system that is more user friendly than the usual SEAC website that the State Department uses. So, what we do is we send you a questionnaire at the very beginning of the process, and you fill that out, and that basically pre-fills the form for you. And it's easier, it's more user friendly. It sort of doesn't time out as quickly as the State Department's website, and so a lot of people really like our system a bit better. And of course, we're answering your questions throughout, providing that high level of customer service for you. So, so I think that's sort of a lot of the value added that we can provide to this service here. And the other thing is too, if you have already started filling out your DS-160 on the SEAC website, or if you're halfway done, 75% of the way done, majority done, we are also able to review that too. So, we are flexible in that way. If you're pretty far down that path with your application already, we can review that for you. As long as you haven't submitted it, we can review it. So, talk to us, send us an email. You'll see the banner at the bottom of the screen is our email address. We have wonderful staff, Sebastian, and another a team working with him that we're ready to receive your email and answer your questions about this service and see how we can help you um, put your best foot forward with your visa application.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Mhm.
and what Maggie says is really important, and there's a lot of value out of behind of what we at Argo Visa provide, because we notice day by day how all these aspects that Maggie mentioned are important, but are not always there for you as a visa applicant to understand why you should fill the DS-160 with enough time in advance, knowing what you put into it, understanding the intention of the questions of their information. So, uh, what what Maggie just shared with us is a part of the big value that we can provide here at Argo Visa. And the time I would like to mention two of the points that Maggie bring up too, and is it this time out on the DS-160 application form, and also that we can help even if you have already started an application. Basically, for anyone that has never filled a DS-160 in the past, or never or is considering to apply in the future, when you are filling out the DS-160 application, the system, the regular system that the government has been using for the past years, is constantly kicking you out. If you spend maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, while thinking, while gathering a document, verifying a date, it kicks you out. It sometimes doesn't save your information, and you need to start over again. And this is something that can be frustrating considering the importance of the application. So at Argo Visa, we have our system, our questionnaire that we you will fill out in there, and we will make sure that everything is uploaded um, to the application site correctly. So that's something that's a good call out from Maggie. Um, and we are able to help you as long as you have not submitted your DS-160. We can modify it. We can go into it, add any extra information, and our team of former officers that reviews the DS-160 is able to go over it and see typos, see if your prior refusal box is that do not provide all the details you should include in there, and provide a general overview and suggestions for your individual case. So there's a lot of value on what our former officers can help you with. Um, I would also like to ask you, Maggie, um, regarding the DS-160. Is there any better time, best timing of when to fill it out? How long can it take to an applicant to do it by themselves, or regarding the timing? Because we are seeing, for example, in the chat that it's mentioned that there are long waiting times in a lot of consulates around the world. But even if there are long waiting times, what's the timing idea that as a former officer you have of the DS-160 filling and what it takes?
Yeah. So I think you have to think about your own sort of travel plans and of course, what the conditions are in your country in terms of getting an appointment, and if you plan to try to travel to another country, maybe a third country to get that visa appointment. I think there's a lot of different factors that can come in there. Um, but feel free to send us an email and we can help advise as well. This is something that people discuss with Argo officers during consultations too about when is best to apply, where to apply, what to do if they've had a previous visa refusal. That's another question that we get a lot about with regards to the DS-160, and we're always really happy to help people fill out that particular part of the form because there is a particular section that asks, have you been refused before? And if you have, then please explain. And so people often get really confused about that and they wonder, well, how should I explain this? And I don't really know why I was refused, but I'm going to speculate about it and all that. And so I think people ask us that question all the time, and so that's another part that we can really assist with, is help people to figure out the right language that doesn't sort of answers the question but doesn't do so in a negative way. So reach out to us again if you're in this situation, and we can certainly help with that.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, there we can see that you're also in a chat asking for our email. You can see the banner down here. Email us, as Maggie just share, and we invite you all to let us know where you stand in your application, what your situation is, and you can email us in ds160 at argovisa.com, so that you can get professional and personalized assistance when filling out your application from a former officer, which is the best part of preparing and doing it with our team. Okay. What else would you like to share, Maggie? Any glimpse of your experience with DS-160 or reviewing DS-160s um, that is important?
Well, one of the main things I would say is that it is important to have a second pair of eyes on it, because you never know if you've made some errors, if you've entered some typos, if there's something you've left out, if there's some inconsistencies on your application. And to have a professional service, someone who has made decisions on visa applications. I think that that's where we really provide that real value. And we're always going to, we have a lot of integrity. We want to steer people in the right direction. We're always going to advise honesty and transparency and clarity and openness on your application, even if you've had issues in the past with refusals or overstays or anything like that. We truly believe here at Argo Visa that the best thing is to be open and honest about your situation. And so, we're not like some other, more unscrupulous agents that that may steer you wrong. We're going to push you in the right direction to fill it out in the right way, and assist you to do that. So that's one point I wanted to clarify. There's some kind of current events, latest in the world of US visas that I wanted to share as well, by way of an update that a lot of our clients have been asking about. And um, with regards to the DS-160, one recent update has been the issue of the barcode mismatch with DS-160s and appointments. So this is fairly new. As of May, the Department of State has set a new policy whereby your barcode for your DS-160 needs to be the exact same one that you use to book your appointment. And so if that's not the case, if you booked your appointment first, or maybe had an agent do that for you, and then now you're filling out your DS-160, you do need to update that barcode in the system. So again, feel free to reach out to us if you need more information about this. But basically, we don't want you to risk having your appointment be canceled or being turned away when you show up for your interview, because there is this mismatch between your barcodes used for the appointment and the DS-160. So that's something that we wanted to flag up for all of our clients, a new policy that the State Department has set out. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is social media. Touch on that briefly. The State Department, part of the DS-160, they do ask for all of a visa applicants' social media identifiers or handles, and so it is important to include all of those. This is something that the State Department has been really focusing on a lot lately, and has indeed become part of the adjudication or decision making process, is an applicant's social media history. So that's another part that is pertinent to the DS-160, and something that you need to think about. Make sure you have all of those ready to hand, ready to list for the consular officer, and also follow that guidance of setting it to public, so that they can review your social media history. And again, if you have questions about this or concerns, then feel free to reach out to us at Argo Visa. Um, and yeah, the visa world is sort of fast changing right now in terms of U.S. visas, and so we are keeping on top of all of that, all the different changes. And so if you do have questions, do reach out to us. Things are changing in terms of interview waivers. That was expanded in recent years, but now they're pulling back on it. Fewer people are going to qualify to have their interview waived in terms of renewing their visa. So that's another thing that you need to think about in terms of your DS-160, and then going for that interview. That's something that has changed as of late. So yeah, so that's part of the guidance that we can provide you at Argo Visa, and please do reach out to us if you'd like to have us have a look at your DS-160, or indeed if you'd like to have a consultation. And interested in some interview preparation as well with Argo Visa, because we do offer that service too.
Okay, thank you for bringing it up, Maggie. And yeah, we can help you in both situations for all visa applicants that that are now live or that can will watch this live session afterwards. We can help you with your DS-160, as Maggie mentioned, even if it's for a renewal. If you have been refused in the past, you want to really make this new first impression count when you reapply, we can help you review going over it, assisting you, answering your questions, getting it filled out, and reviewed by a former visa officer. And we also provide assistance for the interview preparation stage, for the interview preparation. And for this stage, you can book a consultation and meet one on one with a former officer that will be matched with your specific situation. So, if Maggie's experience, as an example, matches your needs, your situation, or one of our team of former officers' experience is the best one that can help you based on where they have worked, the language they speak, the visa types they have more experience interviewing and preparing applicants for, we have a big team of former officers that can be matched with you and help you prepare one-on-one reviewing what happened in the past, what your situation is, what your plan is, and and finding out together with you which is the best strategy that maximizes your approval chances and that get you on the right track to succeed. So do not hesitate, email us, let us know about your case. If you're planning to fill out the application, let us know, and we will be happy and open to help you to read about your situation and let you know what Argo Visa can best do to help you and best offer you, so that you will have the higher chances possible. And before we end out, I would like to also bring up a specific situation, but I want to know your perspective, Maggie, and it's about prior refusals. This is a big topic for both the visa application and the visa application process and the interview itself. So, someone that has been refused in the past, will they benefit out of filling out their application with us? Like, how do we, and from your experience on Argo Visa, and give this extra value to prior refusal applicants that want to give a new try, do it once again, but being more preparing using our services. So, what do you think about it?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. I think that we can definitely add value and help you no matter where you are in the process, whether this is your first time or whether you have been refused before. Um, One of the things that the consular officer will be focusing on is what has changed in your situation, what is different. One of the things that a person might think about is, why was I refused before, and how can I change my strategy next time so that I can get a different answer, so I can get my visa approved. And so I think part of that is looking at your DS-160 and how are you filling that out? Are you maximizing it to the best of your ability? Are you using the spaces available there to your advantage? How are you answering that previous refusal question, are you doing that in a positive way? And we can advise about that. And then also there is the interview preparation factor too, that a lot of people come to us for because they want those mock interviews. They want the practice and the preparation, and they want to speak to someone about, why they were likely refused before and how they can change their strategy going into their next visa interview. And I think what feeds into this too is that, a lot of people are telling us there are very long wait times at American embassies around the world for appointments. And so you really do want to get it right. You may have to wait several months to get a visa appointment. And you know, if you go in with the same strategy again, then, you'll likely have the same answer, same refusal decision. So it's important to put together that strategy. And that's something that we really excel at Argo Visa, with helping people to identify their strengths and how can they, um, bring those out to the consular officer and share those, in a very proactive way. And then any sort of weaknesses or things about their application that are not so great, how do you mitigate those, or how do you, sort of handle them? So it's a highly personal, process, and we do deal with people on a very person to person, personalized basis. Everyone's situations are so unique and individual, and we really treat people like individuals. Um, so yeah, I think that we certainly can help you if you've been refused before. Many of our clients have, and after coming to us, they were able to identify ways that they can change their strategy and work towards, a successful visa interview. So yeah, we can certainly help you, and we'd love to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to us with any questions and see how we can, um, assist in your particular situation.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. Yeah, I think that this all this preparation and knowing for a fact that you have that you know what your application contains, what you have submitted, that everything is strong and accurate, and with the advice of a former officer makes a difference. And also being prepared for your interview stage can help you, and going over what is commonly discussed and what is now of being nervous, freezing out when you go into the interview, mm, being thinking about this specific moment and situation, and once you're there not knowing what to do. So we can help you with that, and we can help you get that confidence in the information that you submitted, and as well in the strategy that you will apply there when you attend your visa interview. So we can go over those nerves, we can help you be more confident, and we can review your specific situation so that you have the higher chances possible. As Maggie shared, we review each case individually. If you use our DS-160 filling service, we will be able to highlight and identify your specific highlights, any red flags that you need to explain through there. And on the interview preparation, we will work on your general strategy. So thank you so much, Maggie, for all these insights, for all this information. We invite you all to email us. Let us know about your case. We can find the best match for you on a former officer to prepare you, or we can go over your application details, let you know how to do it, how to submit, how what to include, and how to best submit your application. Um, so, well, I think that we are running out of time, but we will be doing more sessions like this in the future. Also, we will be providing more information. By now, if you have any questions that you would like to send us to get answered to review, we can also go over your questions on our service and reply them through email and let you know how we can best help you. And is there any final advice or final words you want to share with all the viewers today, Maggie?
I think all that's left for me to say is best of luck to everybody on your visa journey, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for everyone that joined today. And we look forward to getting your emails, helping you back, and reviewing your case so that we can help day by day getting more visas approved. And thank you so much. And we'll be joining back to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.